Hey folks, I'm Guy Kestevan, the Tester Man, and this is my long-term review of Formula's Cura X lightweight XC trail brake. And I have to say, it properly is gold medal standard. So Formula, Italian hydraulics company, do a lot of brakes and hydraulic systems for engineering, motorbiking, and they were one of the first mountain bike disc brake companies as well. But they've kind of fallen out of the spotlight a bit recently, and that's a real shame, because this whole range of Cura brakes is really, really good. Certainly if you fancy something a little bit alternative in terms of your anchorage. So, while Amy handily fixes her puncture, just talk you through a little close-up on the details. So it's the same master cylinder lever end of things as the Cura 4-pot and Cura 2-pot, but on the Cura X you get carbon fibre lever blade and you get titanium hardware on the master cylinder and on the caliper down at the bottom. Really nice shaped lever blade. You can see it's an exposed weave so people can tell it's carbon. It's slightly longer than Shimano and slightly shorter than SRAM. And it does come with some matchmaker options, but can't quite get the adjustability of like the SRAM or Shimano official one, so I've actually just used the separate SRAM band there. That seems to work. But old Formulas used to have a nasty reputation for really, really fragile ergal aluminium bolts on the clamp. So good to see you have proper T25 bolts. And then coming around here, there's a small reach adjust, which you can, it just about works tool free, or it's still got a little Allen key hex wrench in the end there as well, if you need to get a tool into it, if you can't quite get the grip in there. But yeah, no bite point adjust, but you have got lever reach adjust. And then down at the caliper end, you can see you've got those fancy titanium bolts and that 2-piston caliper there. And then Amy's apparently about to make a lot of noise with a Cyplus inflator. I need to do a review of one of them as well. Yeah, that's the official Formula rotor, which is quite pretty, but also quite chunky. So that's 160 grams for the 180 there, which is significantly heavier than... What rotors do you use, Amy? Amy's a proper racer. What rotors do you use, Amy?
Quasar.
Yeah, they'd be what, 100 grams-ish or something?
No, less than that.
Blimey. Yeah,
well,
so...
both.
yeah, so if you want a properly light setup, maybe have a look at something like that, or even just Shimano XTR, which I think is one of the lighter official rotors you can get. So, with that carbon lever and those titanium bolts, that brings in the spike in at 220 grams, which isn't as super light as something like Shimano XTR, Hope XTR. It's about 20 grams heavier than them, but 20 grams lighter than level. I think Megura's lighter as well. It's 20 grams lighter than level and 40 grams lighter than the new SRAM Motive, even in that ultimate spec. But obviously, well, weight weenies are going to care about the weight. What really matters on the trail is how powerful and how controlled the brake is, especially in XC, where you just haven't got much grip and spare control to work with. I mean, riding Max's Aspen STs, which are basically a road tyre, so having something really controlled and really rich in modulation and feedback is really important. You're not just slide. Whoa! I was running Max's XTs. Oh, I just broke the rim in half.
Oh! Holy crap!
Wow.
That is a good one.
Unexpected death of the Hunt Race XUDs.
Holy shit!
Sheesh. Oh, which chickened and egged first? The rim or the tyre? Forensic answers on a postcard, please. Damn.
She was turning that way.
She
So
did.
which bit? So that would have hit first.
Yeah.
So I think that died first, and then the tyre came off.
Detective Inspector Amy Henshaw of the yard. She did. It's
Steambird is claiming many victims today.
Yeah, that's a biggie though. Skadoosh.
Yes.
You were a good rim, but you're gone now.
What did it even hit?
Well, one of those. Okay, so this isn't quite the high octane, highly technical show demonstrating the modulation of the brakes under extreme conditions finish I was hoping for. So I'm trying to nurse home what's left of that rim with a tyre boot and a TPU tube. However, until it goes pop, I can tell you that feel is pretty much exactly the same Goldilocks sweet spot situation as the lever length and the weight. So it's not as super sharp off the top as Shimano, but it's not as spongy as Cura either in this lightweight brake category. So what you've got is a reasonably sort of firm start and then quite a nice broad stroke and decent pull of gradually increasing modulation, because there's no like servo wave leverage or anything like that built into it, so it's not ramping things up. But on the other hand, you've still got a decent amount of pad clearance even without any kind of leverage adjustment in the master cylinder. So it runs pretty quiet even when it's dirty, and that also makes it easy to set up. One thing I would say is that though there is a UK distributor who do a cracking job, you know, you are going to find it harder to find spare pads and things for Formula than you are for something like Hope, Shimano, SRAM. So bear that in mind and just stock up with extra bits when you get the brakes. But I've been running them for, frankly, best part of a year now. Zero issues with them in terms of reliability or function. Relatively easy bleed, not crazy easy, but no issues. But you will have to trim the hose, and those really good looking like sea snake Kevlar reinforced hoses do take a little bit more trimming than your average brake hose. If she's not got a really sharp pair of clippers, it can get a bit furry. Apart from that, really good brakes for kind of lightweight race trail use. Powerful, lighter than most, superb control and excellent reliability. Properly recommend these Formula Cura X. Oh, and you don't have to get them in blingy gold. You can get them in a more easily accessorised all black as well. I don't think they do silver. If they do, I'll put it in the captions, but I think it's just black and gold. And no, I'm not going to sing that song. Instead, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, click for notifications, give this a thumbs up like, and if you really like the channel, then consider supporting me monthly on Patreon. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, hoping to nurse a rather unwell Hunt Wheel back home.